Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Crazy Talk, where we explore ideas from the fever swamps of the internet to question prevailing narratives with the goal of empowerment and liberation. Just a reminder, I'm not trying to convince you of anything, just sharing thoughts and information. So please, don't take my word for any of this stuff. As always, do your own research. Distilled water? You mean to drink? Isn't that the stuff you put in irons and car batteries? Well, about 8 years ago, my wife came across this video of some weird guy ranting about how there's a conspiracy against distilled water because actually it's super good for us and they don't want us healthy. Of course, he claimed that much like for fluoride being beneficial, which it's not, there were fake scientific papers way back in the day that were just made up, and that's what everybody goes by. Well, this fellow claimed that distilled water did remove minerals, but only inorganic minerals that build up in our joints, thereby eliminating arthritis symptoms. Well, that got our attention. Both of us had been feeling stiffness in our hands, and we didn't like that at all. So we went to the grocery store and bought a few jugs in that creepy kind of plastic. Ugh. Well, just to try it. You know, we poured a glass. I was expecting it to taste awful, honestly. So I was very surprised that it was like drinking air. It went down so smooth. Even the stuff that had sat on the shelf for God knows how long in that gross plastic jug, it was like drinking air. So we splurged and bought this distiller. And we've been drinking it exclusively for 7.5 years now. My arthritis symptoms were gone so fast, within a few weeks. But unexpectedly, I've noticed in the last few years, my ability to visualize, which had always been very poor, gradually became better and better. And now it's pretty good. I suspect that's because my pineal gland has been decalcified through drinking distilled water. So I've found any number of great videos, even on YouTube. You don't even have to go to Rumble. So I'm going to share a few clips with you and share the links for these videos in the description below. If you want to start drinking distilled water, you definitely don't want to be buying jugs from the supermarket. You'll probably want to end up buying a distiller. And here's Amazon.com, what they have on offer as of March 2025. So these are countertop units. They usually take about 4 or 5 hours to make a gallon of water. The one we bought is, well, it's not shown right here, but take a look at how this one has a plastic jug. Definitely not what you want. Find one that has glass. And let's see. Some are just a lot more expensive than others. Even if they have a glass jug, they might be quite a bit cheaper. Oh yeah, here's the Mega Home that we bought. Do your research, read the reviews, but most of them are going to do about the same thing. And it's fantastic. We just plug it in at night, and in the morning we have a gallon of distilled water.
Water is basically pure H2O without any of the impurities, without any viruses, bacteria, because those get killed in the heating process. Also, all the minerals are taken out. All the heavy metals are taken out. All the pharmaceutical drugs, medications that are estrogenic are removed. And also the toxic chemical gases are removed as well. They're called volatile organic compounds. So you get rid of that and you just have pure water. And it's called hungry water because it's like a very potent solvent, which I'm going to explain. So you're basically boiling the water, turning it to steam, and then funneling it into some container. Like rain and snow are like nature's distilled water, where it becomes evaporated, goes into the clouds, and it comes down.
Demineralization, if you search for distilled water, quite often you'll come across stories on Google and it'll talk about it will demineralize you, it will kill you, and all the rest of it. And they're right and they're wrong. They're right in as much as it will demineralize you because the things that are inorganic that shouldn't be in you are positively charged and it will pull them out. but they won't take out the organic minerals which are already in your cells. It doesn't work that way at all, and it's good to get the inorganic material out. But that will create this literal river that will run through you, and it will start to dissolve all the toxins in your body. So all the stuff that's in the nerves, it's around all the joints, it's in the blood and lymphatic system, it's stored all over the place, and your pineal gland, which in most people is calcified, and that's the gateway to the higher dimensions, if you will. And it's hugely important that opens up, hugely important. And I've read story after story after story of amazing transitions in people's lives just because they were drinking a lot of distilled water. I've read stories where people wore glasses for 40 years, all of a sudden not needing glasses. Pets that were 15 years old, and when they went for a checkup, they came back and the vet said, "What have you done to your animal?" Because it's got the liver and kidney function of a 4-year-old dog, that was. People who no longer have arthritis, people whose hair's grown back, hair colors come back, you name it, all sorts of things have happened because what they're doing is getting rid of all the toxins, and the toxins are the cause of the disease, which is the symptom.
Now, I'm not telling you to drink distilled water. I do, and it would probably be great for your health. But, as always, do your own research. And if you like this show, please remember to hit the like button and maybe even subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.